So you want to become a fat burning machine. And you've been told that you should build muscle because muscle burns a lot more calories at rest than fat does. But is that all that it's cracked up to be? I've got my BS detector here and we're going to find out. Hey guys, it's Fahad here from Fit with Fahad. And before I get started on today's video, I just want to say how we got to this stage. So on my social media profiles the other day, I posted a post about would people rather see motivational Mondays or myth-busting Mondays, and the overwhelming response was people wanted to see myth-busting Mondays. So myth-busting Mondays are going to be a thing where I take popular notions in the fitness industry and see whether they actually are true or if they're just BS, bro science. So today we're going to talk about the common thing that you hear, that muscle burns a lot more calories than fat at rest. And you hear a lot of people say that if you want to burn fat and you want to get serious about becoming a fat burning machine, then you've got to strength train. You've got to build muscle mass so you burn more calories at rest. Now, whilst that's not false, there is a bit of a misnomer here in that some people exaggerate the claims as to how much calories muscle burns at rest compared to fat. In fact, researching on the internet, I've seen people exaggerate the claims by about 50 times as much calories burnt by muscle at rest than fat at rest. And those claims were made by celebrity fitness, so-called fitness gurus like Mehmet Oz of the Dr. Oz show in America, who's really popular. Although, reading a little bit more into what Mehmet Oz thinks about the topic, he did change his tune. It was also stated by Bill Phillips. Do you remember Bill Phillips? Of Body for Life fame, that muscle burns a lot more calories at rest than fat. Now, whilst he didn't exactly give an exact amount, a lot more sounds like a lot. Anyway, let's talk about fat and muscle cells first of all. So muscle cells are different to fat cells. Muscle cells create heat, they store energy, they create ATP, and you've got something in them called mitochondria, which create the ATP. Fat cells, on the other hand, store energy and they provide nutrient transport, but they don't actually create energy other than the stores that they have. There's a process called lipolysis, which takes the fat in the fat tissues, breaks it down, and turns it into energy. To make energy out of muscle tissue, the body doesn't break down the muscle tissue. What it does is it goes into the muscle tissue, finds the stores of glycogen, creates ATP, adenosine triphosphate, which is an energy source, through something called mitochondrial cells, which are stored in the muscle. So the more muscle you have, the more mitochondrial cells you have, the more energy you can produce. Now, the energy produced in mitochondrial cells is the energy used in aerobic respiration. In other words, low intensity exercise, or just walking around or just functioning. Higher intensity exercise like heavyweight training, like sprinting, like high intensity interval training, that takes a different energy source. So that takes the glycogen in the muscle and it uses something called the anaerobic respiratory pathway to create energy. So it's a little bit different. However, let's just talk about the numbers for a second. So how much difference do we have between muscle and fat when it comes to calories burnt at rest? Well, the science has stated that fat cells burn approximately 2 calories per pound at rest per day. Muscle cells, get ready for this, burn approximately 6 calories per pound a day. Now, what we have to understand here is the difference is only 4 calories. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't build muscle. However, let's just be brutally honest here. Muscle's not going to make a massive difference in how much calories you burn at rest in a day. So let's put this in numbers. Let's say you gain 10 pounds of quality lean muscle, which, by the way, for most people probably isn't going to be an easy task. Unless you're a steroid drug-assisted bodybuilder or you've got great genetics, 10 pounds of muscle can take a few good months to build up. And if you're like most of the viewers of my channel, in your late 30s to early 40s to mid 40s, it's going to be even harder than if you're a 18, 19-year-old dude who's jacked up on testosterone. So you've built 10 pounds of muscle, you're going to be burning 60 calories extra per day. That's not that much. I mean, let's be honest now. You could miscalculate the measurement of peanut butter and double your calorie intake. So 60 calories per day or 6 calories per pound of muscle isn't going to be a massive contributing factor to your resting metabolic rate to even warrant the discussion that you should build muscle mass in order to become a quote-unquote fat-burning machine, because muscle burns more calories at rest. Whilst that statement is true, there are more important reasons to weight train and build muscle mass when you're trying to lose body fat and transform your physique. Not only because it's going to give you a better physique and a better look aesthetically, but muscle mass contributes to better posture, it contributes to better bone health, and also when it comes to fat loss and weight loss, when you start weight training, you start sparing, and you're getting enough protein in your diet, you start sparing the loss of protein. In other words, you're not going to lose as much muscle mass, you're going to lose more body fat than muscle mass. Now, if you go on a calorie restricted diet and you aren't lifting weights and getting the adequate amount of proteins, let's say you go on a diet like I did when I first started with trying to lose body fat and trying to lose weight, and that was loads of cardio and low fat diet, and I was completely uneducated on nutrition at that point, and my diet was literally vegetables and pasta. I was getting very little quality protein in the beginning, so you could lose muscle mass. Now when you lose that muscle tissue, your calorie overall resting metabolic rate will reduce, but also it's going to be harder for your body to look physically good because you haven't got the tone, haven't got the muscle mass there, and it's going to affect you when it comes to fat loss. So, is it BS? Well, it's kind of BS because the claims are exaggerated. Although it's true, muscle burns more calories at rest than fat. However, it is important to understand that it's not going to be a significant amount unless you gain a significant amount of muscle tissue, which for most people is possibly going to be difficult. I mean, let's be brutally honest now. To burn an extra 500 to 600 calories a day, you're going to have to put on at least 100 pounds of pure muscle tissue in order to achieve that. Now, 100 pounds of muscle tissue is approximately 45-50 kilograms. To put an extra 40 to 50 kilograms of muscle tissue on your body, to pack that on, that is going to take some serious training, some serious time in the gym, and some serious dedication. If you've got that and you're willing to put it in and you've got the genetics, great. But for most people, it's going to be next to nothing when it comes to an actual change in your resting metabolic rate, especially like I said before, when you can just miscalculate something you eat, and it's very easy to miscalculate your calories when you're eating. So that's what today's Myth Busting Monday is delivering to you. What I'd like you to do right now, before I ask you to subscribe to the channel, by the way, is to pop a comment below in the comments box. Let me know if you like this concept, if you like this video, if you learned anything today, but more importantly, what myth or what popular notion have you been hearing in the fitness industry or about fat loss, about body transformations, about weight gain, about muscle gain, that I can then create a video for you to answer that question, whether it's myth or whether it is true. And then we can put that on the next Myth Busting Monday. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you got value from it. If you did, like the video, click subscribe, click that bell notification, give me some love, and I'll see you in the next video. Listen, have a great day, sweat more, suck less, and stay awesome. Hey guys, don't forget, if you like this video, you like this one, and you like this one, and don't forget to subscribe.